What y'all trying to do? 24-karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out! Pop, pop, it's showtime. Showtime.
Let's go, Big Blue. Guess what? I have very few bad things to say. In fact, I have none. This game was one of the best Giants games I've seen in a very long time.
It's been a minute since we had a game this good.
4 years. New York Giants fans. It took us 4 years to beat the
Eagles. Yeah, I mean, wait, it's 5 years or 4 years?
It was four since 2016. We haven't beaten the Eagles since 2016. And the last time we won, we had freaking Odell Beckham and Eli Manning. That's how long it's been. So just the fact I was on the edge of my seat the whole game, even though we were up by 7 and then up by 10, I was not comfortable until it was done. Because
I agree. I had these wonderful butterflies and feelings of excitement.
Yes, I was standing up. As a matter of fact, for the last 2 minutes of the game, I was just standing up watching the game.
But they could choke, but they pulled it out. Danny Legs.
I was just about to say Danny Legs.
Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
The two guys today.
He's back. Danny Dimes is back, everybody. I don't think Danny Dimes left, to be honest. I know I'm saying that now. I'm a little biased, but
you were hating on him.
I was hating. Looking back, I don't think it was fair to hate because, like I've been saying, we are learning our new team. Like the coaches have been saying, we're trying to figure out who we are. We're figuring it out very quickly, actually. And I'm seeing improvements every game. Now, Andrew Thomas did have that unfortunate hold that took away Daniel Jones's touchdown, but
we recovered from that.
We did recover from it. And that was really the only big mistake that Andrew Thomas made. He did have little hiccups in the beginning, but he was just feeling them out.
Thomas on the field. How about that?
Yes. And here's the thing. The Eagles pass rush and their front seven, that's a tough front seven. So for Andrew Thomas, I knew it was going to be a little rough in the beginning, but he got tough. He toughened up a little bit. There was a lot of trash talking. I don't know if you saw. There was a little bit of trash talking. Players are getting in each other's faces. I mean, that's natural. It's the Eagles and the Giants. Yes. It makes sense. But the young guys on our team handled it very well. There was no pushing. Not like the Eagles guys who were hitting us after the play was over, getting a little salty.
Some of that.
A little bit salty. So, and look, I'm just glad that we kept our composure. We made very, very few mistakes. Daniel Jones, no turnovers. Back-to-back weeks, no turnovers. This is great. These are improvements.
He's coming into his own. He has developed a confidence that I think that he didn't have before.
No.
I think he didn't even believe he was out there at first, like as a starting quarterback.
Definitely. You could see it in his face. He looked kind of aloof. He was just like...
I think now he understands that this is actually his spot.
This is his team.
This is his team.
His teammates like him. They don't. I haven't really, aside from Mr. Golden Tate, who's salty that he's not the number one target. I haven't really heard many bad things about Daniel Jones from other players, other than that he's always just trying to improve, and you see it. Mm-hmm. Now, he's still not where I want him to be as our quarterback, only because of the rough patches that he's had in his first 2 years. But look, that comes with learning your new coaching system and everything like that, and just getting a feel for the team. And yes, of course, it is COVID-19 football this year. So, but the fact that he's been going through all of that and the adversity of people like me cursing him out because he makes mistakes and all of that, just ignoring the media and everything, ignoring all the haters and everything, he's doing a very good job. And I commend him for that, and I respect him, even though I have called him Danny Dumpster from time to time and things like that. But you know what? Hey, I wouldn't be a true fan, if I didn't have those type of moments where I'm cursing out my own players.
It's a very Jersey type thing.
Look, Evan Ingram made me want to strangle him a couple of weeks ago. And Evan Ingram, I thought, played pretty well, even though he didn't get as many targets as he normally does. The ball was, like the announcer said, the ball was being thrown to everybody today. Everybody was getting touches. Absolutely. It didn't matter who it was. Even running backs, it didn't matter. I like that the Giants are not trying to target one person. Now, if Saquon was in the picture, would that be a little different? You can't really say hindsight 2020 right there, but the fact that they are going after everybody, they're not trying to target one person. They want everyone to get the love. I like that type of offense because that is the best type of offense to have. Like if you look at what Tom Brady does, bastard. He passes to everybody. He
His
doesn't just target. Yeah, he has Gronkowski and all those favorite weapons, but he would pass to everybody, and it works because it keeps the defense honest. You can't target one person because if you target that one person, well, guess what? He's just going to throw it to the other three people that are usually open.
Exactly.
So, and it's great to see Daniel Jones not forcing throws, taking sacks. Even though I hated that it was a sack, he took the sack instead of trying to force it and possibly throw an interception. 2 weeks ago in the past, that would have been an interception because he would have forced it. But I saw he just said, you know what, screw it. He tucked and took the sack. And I was very happy to see these little things that he's working on. I like the improvements a lot. Giants fans, this is very good.
This is
very good.
Very, very good.
Very good.
And I'm really excited for especially for Joe Judge.
Absolutely.
Giving
He was fired up.
Yeah, he was definitely fired up. Again, we went into the final 2 minutes of the game with all 3
timeouts.
He
didn't budge 1 second. Even when Daniel Jones was kind of trying to force them to jump off the line on that 4th down, it was like 4th and 1 or something. He was trying to force them to jump off the line. Couldn't get him. They didn't even call timeout. They said, you know what, screw it. We still have the lead. Let's just trust our defense. And that's the thing. This is what I love about our Giants team right now. Yeah. Our defense, I can trust them a lot more than I could in the past. Like I could put my faith in the defense and not get frustrated because I know they'll make one big mistake. But what they do, they don't let it bother them. It's a reset. They're like, okay, we just have a big play, reset. They haven't scored yet. And you could see that even when it gets towards the red zone, they are playing their hearts out. And this is what I love. Joe Judge brings that energy to the locker room. And it really reflects in how we're playing. I haven't seen the Giants play like this. Even when they make those mistakes, like they missed a couple tackles today, but a couple of years ago, they would have made those same mistakes just throughout the rest of the game because it was almost like there was no leadership.
Yeah.
Ben McAdoo, Pat Shurmur, trash. They couldn't lead a team. And even if they tried to, no one wants to listen to them. It's like, what do you bring to the table? Where's your energy? You don't have anything. What do you bring other than us losing?
More energy at the leadership level.
Yeah.
On the New York Giants team. And I'm happy to see it. And this actually could have been either team's win. Because of how they both have been playing this entire season. It was any team's game. It wasn't like one was weighted over the other.
No.
Although, everybody did their picks this morning on all the NFL, pregame shows, but it really was anybody's game. There was no sure winner this time around. And I'm glad that our New York Football Giants made it through for another W. So where does that put us in the ranking? Does that have us tied for second now?
We are actually tied for second, which is remarkable to be able to say that at 3-7. What that does for us now is that pushes us onto what I like to call an uptrend because now we have momentum. We have back-to-back wins, back-to-back games. Daniel Jones not making any mistakes.
Yep.
This is good. These are things that can carry a team, even if it's just to make it through the playoffs and even lose the first round, just to have that hopes of making a playoffs berth. We still have a chance. We can win this division. We've already beaten the Washington Redskins twice. Excuse me, YouTube, I'm sorry. And everybody, to be politically correct, the Washington football team. We've already beaten them twice. We have 1-1 on the Eagles. The Cowboys are the last obstacle. We have to beat them. And if we beat them, we're good. That leaves the Cowboys at the bottom. And we also have to pray that I think the Washington football team may need to win another one. I don't know how it's going to work. It's going to be extra sketch. As usual, the Giants have all of these freaking obstacles to even try to make the playoffs. Now, the question is, do we want to make the playoffs or do we want to get a higher draft pick?
Yeah, that's true.
The way I see it, I'm trusting our system the way that our coaches are right now. The coaches make me want to trust them because they're saying we're not making any changes. Daniel Jones has been the quarterback through all the mistakes, through all the chaos. Evan Ingram still given chances after losing one of our games, arguably. Darius Slayton dropped a big pass earlier in this game today, and then they still targeted him, and he got a 46-yard pass completion that pretty much solidified the game.
That
was beautiful catch. Beautiful. That's a very difficult catch to make, Giants fans. I didn't play wide receiver, but I know a lot of wide receivers, and these dudes, they tell you the hardest catch to make is the one that's over your shoulder, and you have to look up, and you can't really figure out where it's going to go. He even had to backpedal to slow down a little bit because he was running ahead of it. He had to slow down, see where it was, turn and make the catch. Just beautiful all the way around. And that's why I bought his jersey. I'm not even going to lie to you. Darius Slayton is going to be our franchise wide receiver, and I'm confident in saying that, and I'm comfortable with him. I think he does a lot of good things for Daniel Jones. He keeps Daniel Jones confident, in my opinion. They
I
have
think
a
so.
great connection.
Yes, that's he's a good target.
Yes.
A good target for Jones for sure, and I think he has some a comfort level there. And it was a little dicey when I saw Homeboy go down on that first drive.
I
And
was concerned.
oh man, but
I thought it was like a dislocated shoulder,
I saw
or a
him,
stinger.
when I saw him hold his wrist, but I guess that was again to
You saw
stabilize.
how, and you saw his arm was limp. Like when I saw his arm go limp.
When he went out, he kind of just had it kind of down.
It had me thinking either dislocated shoulder or a really bad stinger. But like he kept his composure.
I don't know if it shot him up with something in the
Hey, they did something, and he said, "Look, get me back out there," because he's probably said the same thing I said. We need him this game.
Yeah.
And boy, did we need him in the end there. I don't know anyone else is making that catch. Maybe Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard, he played well today. Sterling Shepard played well today, though. He did have some really good. Sterling Shepard is starting to step up. I'm starting to see a lot more.
He's got competition.
No, he does, but that's the motivation he needs if he wants to stay on this football team with us and be one of those leaders that I really want him to be. Because Sterling Shepard has that potential to be one of our leaders, and he has the most experience. The announcers even said he's the only player left from that team. Back when we had Odell Beckham, Eli, and everybody else, he's the only player left. He's the one with the most experience, the most history on the Giants right now. So I expect him to be one of those people in 2 years from now, even next year, to be a leader and stepping up, trying to be what Golden Tate should be, but he's not.
Yeah, well, he's a brat. He's a little bit of a
He's
brat.
a jerk. Golden Tate he's a jerk to me, right? He's a jerk. He's a jerk. He's a jerk.
You know what? Teams get rid of players who have personality challenges.
Yes, it's a great way to put it.
Yeah. So he's got to watch his back. I mean, you can be a playmaker, but no one has time for the diva crap.
And we only really targeted him like 1 or 2 times today.
Yeah.
3 times, I think, at the most. But I mean, look, the way that our offense is developed, as our coaches have been saying, everybody is getting touches. We're not focusing on someone. We're not tailoring the offense to one person, because when you become one-dimensional, you become predictable, and that's not good.
Oh, I would say the New York Giants were unpredictable.
Oh, the option plays, Daniel Jones scoring on a touchdown. That, by the way, I was a little shook. I was like, don't trip, that's fine. Stay out.
You always refer back to the boat trip. From now on, we have a new one, the ghost trip.
Yes. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Got the New York Giants boat trip scandal, and then the ghost trip this season for Daniel Jones. And even the commentators said the Giants fans are happy that he didn't trip over the 10.
Hey, look, he's very athletic, though. He's a lot more athletic than I give him credit for, because the guy could clock that almost 22.5 miles per hour. And I'm telling you right now, that's elite speeds in the NFL. The fact that he can do that, I mean, today he was running hard. Wayne Gallman, speaking of running hard, Wayne Gallman.
Gallman, okay.
My guy.
Man, like he went into the end zone with that Tasmanian Devil twist up.
He jumping
over
oh my God.
Oh my!
Did you see the defensive linebacker who looked up? Because he tried to like stop him in the hole, and he looked up. He was like, you see it in slow motion. He was just like, it looked like a movie. I was like,
I'm so happy for that young brother, because he's got an
playing hard
here, and he was in the shadows of my nephew Barkley. And now he's really stepped up these last couple of games. He's amazing. I used to feel like he couldn't get out of traffic. But what I heard the commentators say today was that he was struggling with his own identity as a player, trying to be somebody else.
Right.
And he has let that go, and he's just doing him, and he's doing it.
You have to embrace what you do.
Yeah.
Embrace what you do well at. And I always, when I watched him in college briefly, because I didn't really follow him that much, he was a hard runner. And it makes sense now that he said that he lost his identity, because I guess he tried to become something different. Maybe he thought what he was doing was not going to work in the NFL. Right. But sometimes you just have to go with what you work well with and just do it and just perfect it. And I commend him, and I applaud him for his performance today. He didn't have a lot of yards, but those were tough yards to get. And the touchdowns were clutch touchdowns that we probably don't win the game if he doesn't get those too. So
fantastic.
Good on you.
That spinning Tasmanian Devil touchdown.
It was ridiculous.
I won't forget that for a minute. It was outstanding.
It was.
It's just, I'm interested to see who will be recognized from this particular game this week. And because the NFL does that, they do their recognitions every week.
Yes, they do. So it's going to be a tough one. A lot of people did a lot of big things today. A lot of big time plays from a lot of big time players. Jabril Peppers special teams, just getting those tough yards.
He keeps delivering.
And he brings energy to the field. Because it carries over to the offense. After he makes a big play on special teams, guess who's coming out there fired up and running the ball like he's freaking Lamar Jackson? Daniel Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
So getting people fired up. That's what I like to see. I like to see people getting fired up. I don't want to see people running aloof.
Today. No aloof players today. No.
I haven't watched a very fun Giants game like this in a long time. Like I was just excited.
It was so fun. So we have a bye week coming up. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we play who on the 29th? Who do we catch up with again? Who's that? Is that
We are playing the Bengals. So that's going to be interesting because it's the Joe Burrow and Daniel Jones game. And a lot of people are saying that Joe Burrow, if he puts up the same numbers that Daniel Jones does, or even better, or remotely around that, he'll win Rookie of the Year because Daniel Jones didn't get it. So to me, Joe Burrow is being compared with him only because Daniel Jones had those crazy numbers for somebody who wasn't supposed to have those numbers. So if anything, they're expecting him to exceed that. So this will be interesting. And plus, obviously, he's the first round pick overall. So, there's a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow to perform this game and produce numbers. But on the other hand, the Giants are looking, like I said, to go back on an uphill trend and start winning more games. Because if we can start winning more games, even if we win the next 2 or 3 in a row, that changes everything.
I think that's a playoff territory if we win the next.
It changes everything. So the way I see it, we have a really tough one against the Seahawks right after the Bengals.
I don't know.
Then we got the Cardinals. Then we got the Browns.
Bye week for the rest of the schedule.
This season, the rest of this is really rough. We got Bengals, Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns, Ravens, and then the Cowboys. We finished the season with the Cowboys. It's gonna be
no.
So this is rough. So we have to. This is the actual last hump. I'm going to call it the last hump because the Cardinals are not somebody to shrug over. No, the Seahawks, obviously a great team, one of the best teams in the league. It's and true. Then the Bengals. The Bengals aren't necessarily a team I'm super, super worried about, but you never know with Joe Burrow. He may go off. So we have to see. Then you got A.J. Green, still a top right receiver. Although he's been, I don't want to say quiet, he's not as super elite as he has been. But he's had quarterback issues like for a long time, so it makes sense. But not going to be easy games for the next couple weeks, Giants fans. I'm going to be honest. So we just have to persevere. We have this bye week. Let's use it, Giants. Let's use it to produce better results and improve. That's all you want to talk about, Joe Judge. So I want to see it.
Let's see it.
I believe it. So I want to see what you guys bring to the table for me coming up from this Bengals game in 2 weeks. So I pretty much am out of things to say. I've said everything I need to. I've released all of my positive energy. No negative energy in this video. This is amazing.
This is actually super amazing because you even when we win, you sometimes have some negative energy. So this was good. This was a satisfactory game, Sunday game for the Giants.
Absolutely.
I'm really, really happy. Mm-hmm. I hope that they enjoyed their Thanksgiving. They have something to celebrate.
They deserve it.
Despite the challenges of doing Thanksgiving during this time,
right?
And fans also, everybody, you have a Thanksgiving that you can do a little, gloat a little bit, just a little tiny bit, because it's the NFC East. Everybody sort of sucks, so
yes,
we can gloat.
We just suck a little
our
less.
Record that we have, yes, we just suck a little less. It is true. It is so true. So I hope that you enjoyed this positive and exciting episode of Family Bonding, the G-Men post-game show with a mother and son. And I hope that you have a great Thanksgiving. But before you go, please make sure that if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Click the little bell to be notified. Of course, like and share this video. We need more love. We want you also to share your comments. We would love to hear from you and some of your thoughts about the game as well. And we hope to see you next time with yet another win. I don't know. We'll see. We try to keep it a little conservative on the Family Bonding show.
Yes, we do.
But, hopefully we'll have more positive things to say in our next episode. So with that, take care, everybody. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks for watching.